What's up, you guys? Steven here for Off the Shelf Movie Night to talk to you about physical media, about Blu-rays and 4Ks, and my chair is squeaking, and the way we like to own and collect movies and TV shows and watch them when we want, how we want, without worrying about them being recut, re-edited, or removed from our TVs through a streaming service. If you're a movie fan or a movie collector, or you want to be one of those two things, I think you're in the right spot. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join the conversation, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I post things, because my posting schedule is pretty erratic. I do a live show every Monday night called Movie Theme Livestream, Monday night at 9 p.m. CST. I highly encourage you to join me in that conversation. We talk about movie theme nights. 2 or 3 movies we'd watch together as a movie theme night with friends and family and have a good time. It's a different movie theme every Monday. So, all that out of the way, let's get to the pickups. This is a very small stack of pickups, short video today, but I just wanted to keep you up to date on what I'm picking up. I'm picking up small numbers of things right now as I'm recording this in September of 2022. If you're watching this 5 years from now, well, this part doesn't matter. But October is going to be a big month. November is going to be a big month for pickups, so I'm limiting my spending right now. But I have picked up a few things. One thing that is super important to me, and I'm excited to share with you. So let's get into it. I'm getting ready for my 31 days of Halloween. Now, I know I'm doing a lot of movie challenges all at once this year because I'm still doing Pushing 100, update video on Pushing 100 coming soon. And I'm diverting a little bit, but Pushing 100, in case you haven't been following and don't know, that's my project to see 100 new release movies in theater in 1 year. I'm at about 68 movies right now. I saw 4 films over this past weekend, so I've got a lot to talk about. I'll share that with you in a separate video. But I also do 31 Days of Halloween, and that's where I watch a scary movie every day in October. I'm going to be able to cross the streams a little bit because there's a lot of new movies coming to theaters in October, including Halloween Ends and some others. That movie Smile is about to come out. I already saw Barbarians and Pearl. So there's a lot of things coming that I can see in my Pushing 100 that will also count toward the 31 Days of Halloween. But anyway, I'm acquiring a few movies here and there, trying to decide what I'm going to watch for those 31 days. Now, I'll do a 31 days video. I might do it as a live stream, actually, to talk about what my final list of movies are going to be for the month. But I know I'm doing 2 12 Hours of Terror events that each one of those will cover 7 movies. So that's nearly half the month that I'll handle in 2 nights. So it's not going to be that big a challenge for me to do 31 Days of Halloween. It's not that big a deal. But anyway, I did pick up something that I've been wanting to revisit, and I don't know if it's going to make 31 days or not, but I'm happy to add it to my collection either way, and it is 1989's Intruder. So this is an older release from Synapse Films. It actually still has a DVD in it. Let me do that so you can see the whole, if you want to pause for the read-up. So Intruder answers the question, what did the producing team behind the Evil Dead movies do after those movies were finished? I'm talking about Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness. Well, some of them did this. Intruder. So this is an 80s style. This has that stupid clip thing right there. I hate that. It's an 80s style slasher film. I want to get the guy's name right, so I'll tell you the director. His name is Scott Spiegel. Now, Scott Spiegel is mostly a producer. He produced the Evil Dead movies. After this, he did direct, From Dusk Till Dawn 2, for example, and Hostel 3. So he's done some pretty bad movies since doing this in 1989. So this movie tells a story of a grocery store that's going out of business. Now, this is just weird storytelling, but it's going out of business, and they're having an overnight stocking thing where they're restocking or counting stock. It's not really for sure clear, but the employees are sticking around after close to do inventory. Well, one particular employee is having trouble with an ex-boyfriend who seems to be pretty violent. There's a lot of mystery around it. And then, someone starts killing off the grocery store employees. And that's basically the setup for the film. here's the fun part of it. It stars Elizabeth Cox, who's a name I don't know, and that's all fine and good. Renee Estevez is in it. David Burns. I mean, nobody you would know. Dan Hicks is a name that's kind of familiar, but also Sam Raimi is in it. Ted Raimi is in it. I'm looking to see if there's anyone else, but the fact that Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi both make appearances in it is pretty funny. Not really. It's just fun that those two are in the movie after they had all done a movie together. So this movie definitely does have aspects of the partnership that this director had with Sam Raimi. There's some very familiar lighting happening. I actually, in the last act, I really love the way the... Sorry, I'm already choking here. I really love the way the inside of the grocery store is lit. There's some pretty cool camera moves. The camera is actually dropped down into a shopping cart a few times, which is kind of cool. And the humor, this sort of slapstick, cartoony humor that we love in the Evil Dead movies is apparent in this movie too. Now, all that said, it sounds great, right? Well, this wasn't written by Sam Raimi, wasn't directed by Sam Raimi. So, and it doesn't have the solid acting roster that Evil Dead had. Not that they were Oscar winners, but they were really good at what they needed to do. This movie has some subpar acting, a really thin script. I don't mind a svelte horror movie script. It can be minimalistic, and that's fine, but there's very little happening here. There is a mystery. It is mysterious. I mean, overall, this movie, you watch this movie for the humor and for the kills and for some of the camera work. It's not a particularly great story-wise movie. It's fun. It is a fun movie. This is not really a review because I bought it, I own it, so I must kind of like it, and I do. But I like it as part of my, Evil Dead story arc, if you will. What happened after Evil Dead with these people? And this is what happened. It's not a good movie, you guys. But if you're into 80s slashers with some pretty decent gore and some funny moments, then hey, this is worth a try. This is worth a watch. So now we're going to get into a movie that is a blind spot for me. I can't believe that I haven't seen this movie. I'm just going to put it in here so I can tell you the cast. This is a movie directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And I wanted to see, he also was a co-writer on it, along with Jack Hill, and it stars, I know I haven't said the name yet, it stars William Campbell, it stars Luana Anders, Mary Michael, I don't know any of these people, but basically, I'm burying the lead, let me just show you the movie. It is Dementia 13, and I believe this is Francis Ford Coppola's first feature film. This is part of the Vestron line, so it's kind of been on my wanna-buy list for a while for both of those reasons. One, because it's part of the Vestron line and I really enjoy a lot of what they do, and it's Francis Ford Coppola, one of America's great directors, his first film, and I've never seen this one. I can't believe that this one has been on my gray area of movies I haven't seen. So it went on sale for $6 on Amazon. So of course I had to scoop it up, and I was very excited that I actually got the slipcover. So I'll open it up here. It's the same art on the inside, sadly. And I just had to check and make sure I didn't think so. We do get disc art, but there's no reversible art. And this case actually is broken, I'm just now noticing. So I'm going to have to buy... It's broken right there. The artwork is fine. Now I'm going to have to get another Blu-ray case for this movie. I was very happy, at this price to have gotten the slipcover. I felt kind of confident that I was still going to get the slip, and I'm very happy that I did, so I can add this to my other Vestron films. Now, I'm not trying to in any way go for a Vestron complete run because they're putting out some bad movies. They put out the Candyman Part 3, and that's a garbage movie. I'm not putting that on my shelf. But the things that I'm interested in, this is a cold buy. So, if you've been here for a while, you know my rule. I got to watch this within the next 2 weeks to make sure it stays. I don't care that it's part of the Vestron line. In the end of the day, if I don't like the movie, it has to go. But it's Francis Ford Coppola's first feature film, so I got to see it. I haven't seen it, and I'm kind of ashamed of that I should have seen it, So, shocked by the death of his spouse, a scheming widow hatches a bold plan or her spouse, to get her hands on the inheritance, unaware that she is targeted by an axe-wielding murderer who lurks in the family's estate. What mystery shrouds the noble house? Yeah, I can't believe I haven't seen this movie. So I'm very excited. Francis Ford Coppola horror movie. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it. Tell me what you thought of it. Yeah, this was straight up cold buy. But for $6, why wouldn't you do that? So, Vinegar Syndrome, for those of you who don't know, I've had a love-hate relationship with them, but they have a lot of partner labels. And weirdly, right now, those partner labels have a ton of things that I want. And I would be going crazy making purchases if it weren't for the fact that there's so many things coming from Scream Factory and other distributors all at the same time that I want to get. But one of their partner labels did put out something that I immediately had to buy. So it is Heavy Metal Parking Lot. If you haven't seen Heavy Metal Parking Lot, it is a short film directed by Jeff Krulik. And basically what he did is in 1986, I think he was working for a public broadcast station at the time, and he took equipment, a camera crew, and went to the parking lot of a Judas Priest concert and interviewed all the kids going to the show. And this movie, the older it gets, the more of an amazing time capsule it becomes. It's fascinating to look at the kids of that era, how they dressed, how they acted, what they had to say. It's also very funny. It's a funny short film. And Jeff, after doing that short, he did a number of other things. Notably, he did a documentary on Hitler's hat, which is a very interesting documentary. It's about the soldiers that stormed one of Hitler's houses, I think, and stole his hat, and a reunion that they had many years later. It's an interesting documentary. But he also did a whole series of parking lot short films, taking these iconic moments in pop culture and going to the parking lots. He went to Neil Diamond Park. He did a Neil Diamond parking lot where he went to a Neil Diamond concert, interviewed the, more middle-aged women who love Neil Diamond that were going to that show. He did Harry Potter parking lot where he went to the parking lot of a bookstore on the eve of the release of a new Harry Potter book, right during the hype of that. So he's done a series of those, and a lot of them are on this set. Now, here's what's amazing. I, many years ago, did a documentary myself, and it turned out that this director, Jeff Krulik, and I were at the same film festival, and they were showing a retrospective of his parking lot shorts. I went, met him, we had a great time. He actually went to see my film, and we've stayed in contact ever since. So when this was coming out, I contacted him, asked him if he would sign it for me. I bought my copy, had it drop shipped to him. He signed it for me and then forwarded it to me. So you can see here's a note he wrote to me on the slip right there. Yeah, so thanks for all the support over the years. That's what he wrote there. And you can see it's a very cool slip for this set. This is a 2-disc set. The short film is only 18 minutes, but there's so many other parking lot short films in here and a ton of other extras. And then there's the actual artwork. And he signed this. We're in this together, and he signed his name there. So this is a very important movie to add in my collection. I'll show you the back so you can read up and then read on all the extras that are there. Like I said, it's a 2-disc set. Yeah, this literally has just become one of the best pieces of media in my collection. Artwork on the discs, which is super cool. There is reversible art, but I won't be reversing it because the reversible art is just the slip box. And then there's a little booklet in here. Not much. Judas Priest. Obviously, it's a concert. Judas Priest was very supportive of this movie also, by the way, over the years. They've been very supportive. So I highly recommend this if you're a fan of music documentaries, if you're a fan of the 80s, you're just a fan of fun. You need to watch Heavy Metal Parking Lot, and this is a beautiful, beautiful release. And again, for me, a reminder of a special moment in my creative history. And I got this one signed. So there you go. It's a very small pickup there, just 3. But this is how it's going to be moving through October because I've got to split my money across so many different studios. What are you planning on picking up for October? Are you going to be buying a lot of stuff in October, November? Let me know in the comments, and let's start talking about our 31 days of Halloween. What movies we're going to be watching for the holiday season, because I think some of you are doing this challenge right along with me. Until next we meet, pull something cool off the shelf, share it with friends and family, and remind them why physical media is the best way to watch films and TV at home. I'll see you guys on the next one.